Vaishali Kohli and you're watching NewsX. Now, in a major breakthrough, Delhi police has busted a Jaish-e-Mohammed terror module planning suicide bombings in the national capital. The three key architects, 28-year-old Pulwama doctor Dr. Umar Mohammed Nabi, his close aide Aamir Rashid Ali from Pampur, and 20-year-old Qazi Gun tech expert Jasir Bilal Wani were operating out of safe houses in Faridabad and Delhi. Dr. Umar, the mastermind and designated suicide bomber, radicalized the others, procured explosives and timed the attacks around the Babri anniversary. Aamir handled logistics and the blast vehicle, while Jasir modified drones and attempted rocket manufacturing. The trio, bound by JeM ideology and revenge motives, was in the final stages of launching vehicle-borne and serial blasts. As of November 18, 2025, the NIA probe into the JeM-linked Delhi Red Fort blast has intensified, with arrests of key conspirators, Aamir Rashid Ali and Jasir Bilal Wani, while multi-state searches continue to dismantle the interstate terror network. I have my guest joining me on the broadcast, Colonel Dr. V.K. Shahi, VRC defense expert. Now, Colonel Shahi, I want to begin by asking you, we were earlier on discussing in the broadcast through the morning as well. I want to give out a disclaimer to begin with. I'm not trying to glamorize terrorists here, but these are highly trained, extremely intelligent men. And we were sharing, a video with our viewers of this Dr. Umar, who was talking about suicide bombing. And when you look at that video, Colonel, you can see that this man is extremely, extremely smart. Now, the point is that how do these men who can do so much more with their lives get lured into something like this?
Thanks, Vaishali, to getting me over. But then, before we see the level of radicalization, which has now involved educated people, we have got to get into the background. Doctors, or the aspirant doctors in Kashmir, probably, I won't say J&K, were being worked to work this way. They were sent to countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, Saudi Arabia, for getting medical training. They've been going to Turkey to study. Now, in this whole big world, and with a lot of medical facilities here in our country, where foreigners come and study, did we ever need to send our doctors to enemy countries for 5 years? To top it up, many of these doctors were given visa by the Pakistan embassy on the recommendation of the Hurriyat chief, late Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani. He used to give a letter of recommendation. And obviously, these were given to selected guy with madrasa background, nurtured through stone pelting, got into the climate of radicalization and terrorism, then sent for 5 years for advanced training. Bringing a medical certificate was a side issue. I also want to bring out here, if we check up the records, doctors' employed in the J&K government medical services were found missing for weeks, months and years. And they were still on the roster. Their salaries were being credited to their bank accounts in Kashmir. Now, if you let free a fraternity like this, if you select a fraternity like this, well, the product is what we are seeing now. So it's happened overnight? No. Even this conspiracy, I presume, must have been planned for at least a couple of years. They had a safe house in Delhi. They had a university to themselves in the name of a medical college and facility in Faridabad. Now, what is all this happening? And where were our security agencies? And how far we keep on covering a particular community getting into crimes and we overlook it. Whom were we pleasing? Why were we doing that appeasement? Why that special status to start with? Why 1% of Indian population be given special status 1952 onwards till we abrogated the Article 370? Why that appeasement? Why that special status? Why do we have only Muslim Waqf board? Why no other community? Why only madrasas? Why reservation for one community in the name of minority, which is the second largest majority of the country? Why not to 2.5% Sikhs? Why not to 1 point some percent of Jainis? Why not to the Buddhists? Are they not minorities? Why not to the Parsis? Point something. But we give it to the second largest majority of the country a status. And imagine there are 8 states, public union territories like J&K, where Hindus are in minority, terrible minority, yet considered majority. And the 80% majority population still being considered a minority for all the benefits. Why subsidy to Hajj? Why not to Kailash Yatra? Why not to Nankana Sahib? We have worked our way to these things. Now we are getting the fruit back. We are just being paid back what we have sown into the Indian society over 70 long years. We are paying the price for it. And we will continue to pay the price of it till this appeasement to any community. I have nothing against Muslims. My 40% troops were Muslims when I served in Jakalai, the honor of this badge, which I still wear. Fine boys, excellent, trustworthy boys. Because we gave them no special status. Any Muslim boy in Jakalai was treated like any Sikh or the Buddhist or the Hindu or the Christian. Those were our combinations. They were all equal. They were all Indians. Someone was asked me, how many Muslims in your Paltan? I said, none. He says, how come? How many Hindus then? I said, none. He said, sir, what are you talking about? I said, I'm talking sense. We have Indians. Bharatiya. Every soldier in my regiment is an Indian. What religion they follow is a secondary issue. They're free to do it. We have an institute called MMG, Mandir, Masjid, Gurdwara, Hompa. We all pray together. We ought eat together. We ought celebrate together. No one carries a special status. And we are very fine. Lovely Indians, if I must say. So we have worked our way by creating these appeasements. We have worked our way to create these discriminations. We talk of education. Why do we talk of reservation only to Muslims? Why Muslim education only in madrasas? We don't allow any other community, any other religion to follow all this. So we have been, as a nation, working our way to such divisions, allowing this for the greed of our respective vote banks. It's unfortunate, it is bad. Today it is the doctors which we have unearthed, tomorrow it may be the engineers, not very far behind. And so long this appeasement carries on, so long this special status carries on in whatever form. 370 is gone, thank God. And thank the government and thank their policy makers. But then, yet there are discrimination. like I just said, Waqf is one. Why there was a Hindu code bill? I was a college boy then, way back in 50s. Why not a Muslim code bill? Why not a Sikh code bill? Why not a Christian code bill? Why only Hindu code bill? Only these marriages are to be put under law? Why collection only from one religion temples? Can you dare making such collections from churches or from the mosques or from the gurdwaras? So we have been working our way to achieve what we have achieved, and let's not feel very sad if it has tragic, bad, but what is required is getting out of it, amend it. Yes, Vishal.
All right. Thank you, Colonel Shahi, for joining me on the broadcast.